Hello students, in these slides I am going to discuss about the experimental study of photoelectric effect. The first one, effect of intensity of light on a photoelectric current. So let us take this is the glass tube, the quartz window, and this is a cathode, photosensitive material, and anode, which is a collector. And the source of a light is S. So the cathode is connected to the negative terminal and anode is connected to positive terminal by using the experimental setup like this. The voltmeter is to read the voltage and microammeter to read the current, and rheostat is used to vary the potential difference. Working. Light from the source is allowed to fall on the quartz window. The quartz window W allows only the ultraviolet to pass through it and fall on a cathode like this. The photoelectrons are ejected and are called as photoelectrons, which move towards anode A and constitute a photoelectric current. These are moving electrons towards the anode. The photoelectric current can be measured in a microammeter. The potential difference across the cathode and anode can be measured in a voltmeter V. The polarity across the anode and cathode can be interchanged by commutator. Effect of intensity of a light on a photoelectric current. From the source, when the light falls on a window, it allows UV rays. When that UV rays is incident on the photosensitive plate, electrons are ejected and they are coming out and reaching the anode. Now, by keeping the frequency fixed constant for this photosensitive material, we are varying the intensity to check how the photocurrent varies. By keeping potential difference and fixed frequency, intensity of radiation is varied by moving the source towards or away from the surface of C. Effect of intensity of a light on a photoelectric current. So let's plot a graph. So this is along x-axis, take a intensity of radiation. Along y-axis, the photoelectric current. The magnitude of a photoelectric current increases linearly with the intensity of light. That means if intensity of light increases, the photocurrent magnitude also increases. So this is linearly increasing. The number of photoelectrons emitted per second is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. Effect of potential on a photoelectric current. When the source emits the light, so from the window, ultraviolet radiations incidence on the cathode plate or a photosensitive plate, electrons are ejecting and they are moving towards anode. So in this case, we are going to see how photoelectric current varies with the potential. Let us fix the intensity of light constant I1 and vary the positive potential across the plate A. It is found that a photocurrent will increase with increase in the accelerating potential. As potential increases, attractive force increases, therefore reaching of the electron will increase. So they are coming closer and reaching the anode, therefore photocurrent increases. At a certain positive potential of a plate A, the photoelectric current becomes maximum or saturates. Effect of potential on a photoelectric current. Now let's plot a graph. So this is the photocurrent along y-axis. This is the collector plate potential along x-axis. Now let's fix the intensity of light to I1. Now the variation of photocurrent will take place like this. At a certain positive potential of a plate A, the photoelectric current becomes maximum or saturation. So this is a saturation current. The maximum value of a photoelectric current is called as a saturation current. Now let's increase the intensity of light to I2. For that one, the graph we are getting like this. As the intensity is increased to I2, the saturation current is further increased. Now let's increase the intensity of I3. I1, I2 and I3 are called as intensities of incident light, where I1 is less than, I2 is less than I3. But stopping potential for these different intensities are same. So it is independent of intensity of light. Effect of frequency of incident radiation on stopping potential. The effect of frequency of incident radiation on stopping potential, that means how the variation of frequency is taking place and how the potential is changing, how photocurrent varies. Here we studied the relation between the frequency nu of the incident radiation and the stopping potential V naught. The graph will coming like this. With the different frequencies, different stopping potential you are getting for the fixed intensity of light. Saturation current remains same, but stopping potentials are varying. The energy of the emitted electrons depends on the frequency of incident radiation. If frequency is more, energy of incident radiation is more, emitted electrons are having more kinetic energy. To stop them, more stopping potential we need to apply. This implies that greater the frequency of incident light, greater is the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. If we plot a graph between the frequency of incident radiation and the corresponding stopping potential for a different metals, we get a straight line. Let's plot a graph between the stopping potential and frequency. So this is indicating the stopping potential and this is indicating the frequency. Stopping potential along y-axis, frequency of incident radiation along x-axis. For the metal A, if I take, the graph will be straight line and this indicates the threshold frequency or minimum frequency for emission of electrons. For the metal 2, here V01 is called as a stopping potential for the first metal. Okay. Next one, for the metal B, if this is a straight line, so it is having a different the frequency, threshold frequency V0 dash. V0 dash is called a threshold frequency for the metal B, and when it is extended backside, so when it strikes the y-axis, that particular point is taken as stopping potential in the second case. V02 is called as stopping potential. The stopping potential V0 varies linearly with the frequency of incident radiation for a given photosensitive material. Second one, there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency u0 for which the stopping potential is 0. Experimental observations of photoelectrical effect. Based on the observations, we can give the statements for each. So first one, for a given photosensitive material and the incident radiation above the threshold frequency, photoelectric current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident light. Second one, for a given photosensitive material and a fixed frequency of incident radiation, saturation current is proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. So now, based on this one, experimental observations of photoelectrical effect, there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency of the incident radiation called as a threshold frequency, below which no emission of photoelectrons takes place, above which definite emission of photoelectric effect we can expect. The photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. The incident radiation will emit the electron within a time of 10 to the power of minus 9 second or less. Even when the incident radiation is made exceedingly dim. Einstein's photoelectric equation. In 1905, Albert Einstein explained photoelectric effect on the basis of quantum nature of electromagnetic radiation. According to Einstein, electromagnetic radiation is made up of energy particles called as a quanta or packet of energy. Each quantum of a radiation has an energy E is equal to h nu, where h is a Planck's constant and nu is the frequency of incident radiation. If the energy of each quantum is greater than the work function of the metal surface, then the electron will be emitted with a maximum kinetic energy. So this is a metal surface, free electrons are there. When quantum particles are incidenting, each quanta will emit one electron. So electrons are ejecting out. The maximum kinetic energy of photoelectron is given by K maximum is equal to h nu minus phi. This is equation 1. This equation is called as Einstein's photoelectric equation, where h is a Planck's constant, nu is the frequency of radiation, and phi is the work function. According to this equation, the kinetic energy K maximum depends linearly on a frequency of radiation nu, and it is independent of the intensity of the radiation. Photoelectric emission is possible only if incident energy h nu is greater than the work function phi, or frequency nu is greater than threshold frequency nu naught. For a frequency nu greater than the threshold frequency nu naught, the magnitude of the photocurrent is directly proportional to intensity of incident radiation. That means, if the incident frequency is more than threshold frequency, then as the intensity increases, photocurrent also increases. Next one, according to Einstein, photoelectric effect is a process of absorption of a light quanta by an electron, and this process is instantaneous. As soon as it absorbs the quanta, it will emit out within a short time. So therefore it is called as a instantaneous. Whatever may be the intensity of light, photoelectric emission is always instantaneous. Einstein's photoelectric equation can also be written as K maximum is equal to h nu minus phi by the equation of energy. Now K can be written as EV naught, that is equal to h nu minus phi naught. Now E is taken to the denominator of right side, where V naught is the stopping potential and E is the charge of the electron. Then V naught will become h divided by E multiplied by nu minus phi naught divided by E. The slope of the curve for the stopping potential V naught versus frequency nu gives h by E. That means it is always giving the value of h by E value. Thank you.